If you're trying to see results, but you're a little bit confused because there's so much information out there and you just want to learn how to calculate your macros, then I'm going to show you how in this video. I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I just want to share a few things that I've learned on my own personal journey and a few of the things that I learned when I became a personal trainer. We're just going to keep it completely basic, as easy for you to figure out how to calculate your macros. If you're wondering why I'm sitting on this bench, I just kind of wanted to change up the scenery, and I thought this was kind of cool. And I'll be sharing a little bit about what I do more later in this video. How to eat and what to eat is kind of confusing because everyone has their opinions and different things and tricks and stuff to do. All right, listen, man, you gotta let go of those carbs. They're killing your game. Nah, bro. You need carbs to help your muscles grow. I mean, look at these muscles. Trust me, bro. Mine are so much better. Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in here and make sure that we all agree on the fact that protein intake is really important.
Yeah, I guess that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's kind of true.
Glad
that's
agree.
True. I can agree with that. Absolutely. Yeah, I can agree with that. Accurate.
There are so many cool diets out there, and something we're really good at as humans is complicate things, but we just gotta make it simple for ourselves. I think that the most important thing, if we're trying to lose weight, is to be in a caloric deficit. If we're trying to gain weight, it's being in a caloric surplus. If you want to maintain your weight, you just gotta take in the same amount of calories as your body burns throughout the day. But the different nutrients that you put inside your body is gonna determine how your body utilizes it, whether it helps your muscles grow, whether it helps you gain a little more body fat, or whether it maybe helps you feel more energized and happy throughout the day. That's what I'm gonna try to do my best to help you guide you through in this video. And if you wouldn't mind, it would mean so much to me if you would help me help the algorithm get these videos out to more people, because I hope that they can help people. And so you helping me, helping them by giving me a thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button with the ringing notification bell, and comment below. Now, it's really important to be aware that protein plays a massive role when it comes to building our muscle. A good rule of thumb would be 0.8 grams up to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. Now, if you're a bodybuilder, you're trying to grow incredible amounts of muscle, you may need more than that. If you're more sitting still at a desk, you may need less. And maybe now I'm starting to confuse you, but don't worry, we're about to make it super simple for you. Some people thrive off of eating a high carb, low fat diet, and other people thrive off of doing high fat, low carb. I'm personally someone who likes a little bit more carb, but I have friends who thrive more off of higher fat diets. And so that part with the carbs and the fats, I think, is really dependent from person to person. Pay attention to what works best for your energy levels and what makes you feel at your best. We're all gonna have a different starting point. And this is all gonna vary depending on your gender, age, muscle mass, body fat, your weight, your metabolism, and how much you burn throughout the day. Of course, depends on how much are we exercising, how are we exercising, when we're exercising. Are we giving it our all, or are we holding ourselves back? Do we work at a restaurant where we walk around all day serving people, or do we work in an office where we sit on our butt, work on our computer? And all of these things, of course, play a big role when it comes to your energy expenditure. Now, one thing that you can do when you're trying to figure out your macros is simply go online. There's so many online calculators. You just have to search on Google, macro calculator, and it'll kind of calculate and estimate for you. A simple Google search will give you so many results. You can specify it for weight loss or for building more muscle. I recommend trying out a few different calculators. Usually it'll have you answer a few questions like gender, age, height, current weight, and goal weight, how much exercise you do, what you prefer to eat, and so on. It'll then give you an estimate, which is something that you can use as your starting point. But like I mentioned before, this is just a starting point, and from there you will have to adjust as you go. Now, this is not sponsored or anything, but if you do want to track the things you eat, figure out what are the macronutrients in the things that you eat, MyFitnessPal is a great app for that. It usually has every single ingredient, every single food on the earth, on the planet, and that will help you figure out, okay, what is my typical intake? What kind of nutrients do I put into my body? From there, you can easily see if you need to upgrade your protein intake a little bit, or what small little adjustments that you can do in order for you to reach your goal, whether that be switching out your daily ice cream with a little bit more of a protein-rich snack, or whatever that would be for you to actually reach your goal. And that way you don't have to switch around and not eat all your favorite foods. You can still eat all your favorite foods, but maybe just make small tweaks here and there in order for you to slowly see progress and slowly reach your goals. And this way you're also slowly gonna learn a little bit more about the different nutrients that are in the foods that you eat. And that way in the long run, it'll just be easier for you to choose the foods that you know that have the macronutrients that support your goals and the things that make you feel good and all that good stuff. And with small changes, you can come a long way. This tiny little slice of cheesecake has 300 calories and a bunch of fat, but if you try out my recipes, you can eat a lot more and reach your goals, get a lot of protein. A little plug there. Now you may want to plan out your meals and actually like figure it out beforehand, do meal prep. But maybe you decide to reach out to a meal plan service who just delivers your meals so that you know that you're on track, and it just makes it a lot easier for you. My recommendation is to not get obsessed about it. As long as you're like pretty accurate, I think that's more important. Life's too short, isn't it? It's important to say that you don't actually need to track your macros to see results. You could do something like switch out your daily ice cream with a protein smoothie. You don't need to track to see results. I think, like I said, keeping it simple is often the absolute best way. So if that's just like you consciously making a little bit healthier eating choices throughout your day.
That is so good.
Then I believe that those could have huge effects, huge changes within your body, with your energy levels, and with you getting closer to reaching your goals. Now you can track your progress and adjust as you go by either using progressive overload at the gym, making sure that you're continuously pushing your muscles a little further than what they previously have been able to do. Or you may decide to weigh yourself every morning and then find the average throughout the week of whether or not we're actually reaching the goal that we're trying to reach. And our body fluctuates every single day. That's why I think it's important that we, let's say we do weigh ourselves every day, that we find an average, an estimate of that week and see week for week if we're seeing progress. And if we're not, then we adjust. And that's how we slowly get to know our bodies more. Now again, depending on your starting point, I think it's important that we don't do anything too extreme because we want to be consistent, right? That's the whole point. We want to create a lifestyle that helps us reach our goals and makes us feel more energized and feel better and just get stronger, whatever your goal is. So I think the right approach is always going slow and steady so that we get these long-term results. If we restrict ourselves throughout the week and we then binge every single weekend, we may not ever get anywhere. So instead, if we have a slow approach, a slow and steady approach, it may actually help us get a lot further long-term and also just feel good in the process. And so depending on where your starting point is, a good rate to lose weight at would be half a pound to 2 pounds every single week, depending on whether you're a 300-pound man or someone like me who would want to go at a little bit more of a slower rate. And if you want to gain weight, but you don't want to gain too much excess fat, you want to go a little bit slower, maybe gaining 1/4 pound a week up to 1 pound a week would be a better approach, depending on, again, your starting point. And in life, whenever we're trying to create new habits and we're trying to like adjust the things that we're used to, it's gonna be hard, right? Maybe the first week is gonna be easy, and then the second week is gonna be a little bit challenging, and then the third week it's gonna be really dang tough. And it being challenging is a part of creating any new habit, right? Week 4, maybe you slowly get used to it and it becomes your new habit. One day this week, I was dancing for 2 hours and I did a little workout in the morning. The next day, I ate probably, I don't know, 3,000 calories, where if I have a week where I'm more still I'll maybe only need 1600 calories. And it's really dependent on how active I've been, how active I am in that certain day. On leg days, I'll often feel so much more hungry than other days. And it's the same with you. Some weeks you may be more active than others, and on those weeks, maybe you will feel less hungry and you will need less calories. I used to track my macros, but I no longer do. Now I just know pretty much what is in the different foods. So I know that I get my 1.2 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. The foods that I eat usually are very high in protein, so I know for a fact that I'll get that. And because I've been tracking, I have somewhat of an idea of how many calories-ish, how much is in the different foods I eat. I've never really counted my grams of fat, my grams of carbs, but I do know that I eat a pretty high amount of carbs. But again, that's what works for me, and you really need to figure out what makes you feel at your best. There's so many diets out there, and I'm pretty sure that if you follow any of those diets, there's a pretty big chance that you're gonna be able to see results. But it's not really about the diet, is it? It's about the consistency, and it's about your mind. It's about how much you enjoy the foods you eat, how much energy they give you, so that you can stay consistent and feel good about it and reach all of your goals. Am I right? Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and let me know in the comments below what your first step is gonna be. Also, shout out to Jack in the Box, 7:30 in the morning. To give you my absolute top tips, it would be to keep it simple, stay consistent, track your progress, and as you do that, learn as you go, adjust as you go. It's as simple as that.